Good morning, everyone. I pretty much had convinced myself that a phone was not a vlogging camera, and I'm probably going to prove today why I'm right, or I might prove that maybe it can be. I think I'm going to prove why I'm right. Either I'm going to think I paused this video and I didn't really, or it's going to turn itself off at the inopportune time, and we're going to have to do a part two, like right when we didn't need to. But I'm going to experiment and see if any of this is postable. And if so, well, welcome to a vlog created on an iOS 18 iPhone.
37 seconds.
Is it iOS 18? I believe it's iOS 18.
40 seconds. Stop recording video. Pause video.
And I don't know, like, what the timestamps look like, but what happens is when I pause the video, it seems to still have this moving time thing that moves even when the thing should be paused. It doesn't make sense to me, but I'm just going to try to ignore that part of the screen if I see it and just pause and turn it back on and pause and turn it back on. And then go back and watch it and decide if it actually worked or if what comes up isn't good enough. Well, here's the bottom line. I have to be... in an hour, this person is going to come and expect me to be ready to leave. That means I can't be sitting here, like, nowhere near ready. I need to, like, get myself into the mode of getting ready to leave and leaving. I mean, it is true that when the video is being turned back on, I do get a little ding, whereas when it's being turned off, I don't have that ding, so I guess that's one way for me to know. But whatever that time thing is still seems to fool me, because I think it moves when it should be paused. So that either means I'm not really pausing the thing when I think I am, or that thing moves and adds seconds to the recording even when seconds aren't really being added. What am I doing? Air fryer toast. Why did I bring this thing out here?
Take picture. Pause video.
Well, I'm taking this thing back where it belongs. You don't need a toaster. You can put bread in an air fryer and set the timer for like 2 minutes. You get the same, or 3 minutes if you like it like really toasty, or 2 minutes and 30 seconds. I don't know if you can do seconds on an air fryer, but you might be able to when you're using the smart devices to, like, your virtual assistant home speaker things to, I'm deliberately trying not to say their names because I don't want to activate one of them yet. But, depending on how toasted you like your bread, I personally like it still soft, so I'll set it for what I set it for. And you can get toast in the air fryer. You don't need a toaster or a toaster oven. Although, if there's other things that you would want to use a toaster oven for, by all means get a toaster oven, but that's just an alternative way to get toast. But at the end of the day, toast still doesn't have any protein. I mean, I suppose it could if you get the right kind of bread, but it's not about getting healthy bread. It's about getting the bread that I like. So I'm going to put so-called butter on this. I can't believe it's not butter, is what I always use. And I hope I don't activate your ALEXAs when I tell mine what to do, although I might pause it. I'm not sure, but right now I'm in like food prep mode, so I'm kind of focusing on this, and my vlog isn't exactly at top of mind. That's actually probably enough. It'll melt into the... Whatever isn't covered with butter probably will end up covered with butter because it'll melt in. I don't have to like saturate the whole thing with butter, do I? I probably should have paused this before I got to this point, but sorry. I really couldn't. Anyway. Alexa, set air fryer for 350 degrees for 2 minutes.
Air frying for 2 minutes at 350 degrees.
Now, a little piece of bread, toast, whatever, is not going to keep you going for any amount of time. I mean, there's no protein in that. There's nothing. So, I'm also microwaving some literal meat and potatoes. You wouldn't necessarily think of this as breakfast. This is maybe more of a brunch type thing. But my schedule doesn't allow me to eat it at 10, 11, take 2. My schedule doesn't allow me to eat it at 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, so I'm eating it at 9 o'clock and calling it breakfast. Some people like eggs and toast. I'm not that much of an egg person. I don't know what it is. So, what's a good protein if you're not an egg person? I mean, and another thing about it is, a meal can mean different things to different people. I mean, there is no...
Near bottom edge.
Forgive the narration from voiceover.
Near bottom left edge.
There is no...
Near bottom right
Yeah,
edge.
this is why if I'm going to create a vlog, I want to edit better than this. And I don't know how to edit. And I don't know how to edit on my phone. So, either I reach out to the universe and find the person who can help me make that change,
Near bottom
or
edge.
I just don't do these on my phone in the long run. I do things different and I know it, okay? My idea of breakfast isn't most people's idea of breakfast. My idea of a lot of things isn't most people's idea of a lot of things. And you know what? I don't care anymore.
Space near bottom right edge. Near bottom left edge. Speak off.
Until I'm ready to pause this video, I need you to hush. I don't care anymore. If people don't like what I do, then they don't have to do it. But I'm not at an age where I'm not at an age anymore where people have the right. Let me tell you that one. When I'm in there, I'll make something of a mukbang out of this. In fact, I'm going to turn this speech back on and pause this until I'm actually ready to have this conversation. You don't have to watch me running back and forth getting stuff.
Speech on. Take picture. Pause video.
Okay. Where was I going with that? I had this whole speech in mind, and then I turned the recorder on to make it, and it just completely... At least the beginning of it completely slipped my mind. The point I was trying to make was, or coming to making was, I do things differently. And I know I do things differently. And if I'm not like hurting anyone, but I'm just doing something that you don't like, too bad. Okay? I am not at an age anymore where parents, which I don't have parents anymore, or guardians, which those people are still alive, but relatives, people like that, I am not at an age anymore. Could I say that, please? Like without tripping over my tongue and getting caught up. I am not at an age anymore where people like that have any right to tell me what to do, and disability is not being a 45-year-old baby. I mean, it can be. Depending on the disability, it can be, but it's not in my case. There are people who have autism so severe or developmental delays so severe that they cannot think for themselves. They cannot comprehend anything about the world around them. And that's how my autism was left undiagnosed for so long. Because when I was a kid, the only kids or people who ever even were considered possibly autistic were the people who were that severely autistic. People who could not interact at all. And that was never me. But the thing is, autism is a spectrum, and for everyone who is so autistic they cannot think and literally have to be told what to do, there's at least one like me who, yes, has concerns that she doesn't see the world the way most people do, and so she questions. That's more cooked. I don't like it, but I'll eat it anyway. For every very severely autistic person out there who literally needs to be told what to do and cared for, like has the mind of a 2-year-old, there is at least one, if not more, autistic people out there who just need some guidance, some advice. They don't want to be told what to do. They need to be told, here's the possible dangers that you don't notice. Here's the full view of the world as opposed to the way that you see it. Now, with that in mind, I support whatever decision you make. I guess where I'm going with this is people do things differently, and people have disabilities and need assistance and do things the way you don't think they should do them, and don't do things that most people their age should be able to do. Maybe instead of thinking, Jesus, what's wrong with them? Jesus, help them. What's wrong with them? You should think, maybe there's things going on with them that I don't know about, and I should just acknowledge that it's okay if they're them. They're just being them. And it doesn't affect me, so maybe I don't have any right to judge. I don't know if I'm speaking for myself or in solidarity with someone who posted something on Facebook a couple of days ago. I'm not going to go into those details, but I follow her on Facebook, and every time she posts something like that, I'm like, amen. Autistic people do things differently, and I'm speaking as an autistic person because earlier this year I found out I'm autistic. After being autistic for 45 godforsaken years and never knowing it, I could do a whole separate video on how how it's validating to know now, and yet it pisses me off that we didn't know before. Like, that was just one thing that was stacked against me in previous portions of my life. Maybe things would have gone better if we'd known. Anyway. I just think, in general, this world could use more understanding and grace and compassion, and less, Lord have mercy, what's wrong with them? They're stupid. They're crazy different. They're whatever bad things you can think of to say. Maybe they're just being them, and they're not going to hurt anyone, and you should just stop judging. I don't know who I'm talking to, but between my experiences, that woman's experiences, and the countless disabled people's out there's experiences, people could be nicer.
Speech off. Speech on. Take pitch. Pause video.
Ugh. I should have kept it on pause for a while longer.
Take picture. Pause video.
We might call this part 1 breakfast and call that a video. In fact, I think we will. Thanks for listening, watching, and whenever I post part 2, part 2 of how many? I don't know. I'll post part 2.
Take picture. Pause video. Stop recording video.